Hello, Major. This may sound crazy, but there's something strange going on with Caper 1.
Lieutenant, sir, I think we should get out of it.
What the hell was that? Well, that's spooky. Hi guys, it's our nights. I'm Ray. Guys, I'm getting ready to do movie number 2. You guys recommended the last movie I did, the classified movie. I did Colossus, the Foreman Project, and that was great. Excellent choice. I really recommend. I recommend it, and I also enjoy that very much. So, I like this series a lot. When summer's come, 'cause I can watch all these movies I've never seen before, and it's funny how. At least was the last movie I did, the Colossus movie, how relevant that is to today's current events, you know? And I always find that interesting when I see something that's 30, 40 years old, or even more, because it's like 50, actually, it's actually 50 years old, over 50 years old. And I see how it connects to today and what we're doing, you know, how our life is, you know? So, like, we're living... When you watch these movies, like, we live in the future, like, we're living sci-fi, you know, we're almost in the cyberpunk world nowadays, the way things are going. So anyway, that movie was excellent. This one's called The Andromeda Strain. This one came out in 1971. So the one I saw a couple of days ago, Colossus came out in 1970. This came out in 1971. Now, that just happened by coincidence. It wasn't like I was trying to do it year by year, but just to let you know that I will continue with this, and this happens to be the year this movie came out. This movie looks like it has a 2-hour runtime. I have, again, no idea what this movie is about. I think, though, however, I think I might know what this movie is about, because I think I came up with a conversation once. I think this movie is about, like a disease, right? I'm thinking like some type of COVID type of situation. So I think that's what this movie is about, or I might be mistaken. Maybe I misunderstood that. I'm confused with something else. But anyway, this is, again, the Andromeda Strain, which, by the way, was written by Michael Crichton. He had the book, who did Jurassic Park and a bunch of other stuff that he's done. So anyway, let's get to this. This is, again, the Andromeda Strain, 1971. Let's check this out. Now, it looks like all these sci-fi movies from back then were made by Universal. So it was like Universal Studios, like, leading the charge. This film concerned the 4-day history of a major American scientist. Oh, right, this happened? True story, I guess, or this is just a setup to make you think this is a true story. All right, so let's assume it's a true story. And hearing strain, it does make you feel like it's some type of sickness or something. If this music was designed, Bioware map, okay. If this movie, the music here is supposed to build tension, it sure is into this. Crazy.
Piedmont, New Mexico. Population 68. Come on.
They're about to blow up that town.
It's crazy. I didn't know buzzards fly at night. That's what they look like.
Are they dead? Population 68? They're already dead? I mean, it makes sense with the vultures.
We're about to enter the town of Piedmont and recover the satellite.
Very good, Caper 1. Leave your radio open.
Roger. Sir! You see that, Lieutenant? See what, Crane? Over there by the fence. It looks like a body. Easy, Crane. You're imagining things. Holy. Sir, it's another one.
Vandal Decker to Caper 1. What's happened?
We see bodies. Lots of them.
Are you certain, Caper 1?
Damn it, Conroe. Of course we're certain.
Your orders are Proceed to satellite and retrieve.
Ignore the bodies?
Hello, Major. This may sound crazy, but there's something strange going on with Caper One.
Lieutenant, sir, I think we should get out of here.
What the hell was that? Well, that's spooky.
Scoop Control A12. We need a flyby over Piedmont, New Mexico. Infrared, a FLIR scan, all sectors, film to come direct to Scoop.
Okay, so they went to that town to retrieve a satellite. I guess a satellite that fell from the sky, maybe? And then they found a bunch of dead bodies, but somebody was alive, and they were attacked. It seemed like they were attacked. Or it sounded like they were attacked. Is it based on a true story? Yeah, they with the bodies.
I'm declaring a state of emergency. All personnel restricted to base. Everything seen and heard in that room is top secret.
Yes, sir.
They're going to keep the mystery going, I guess.
I recommend calling a wildfire alert. We have evidence here on film of a natural death caused by Scoop 7 returning to Earth.
We'd like to see Dr. Jeremy Stone, please.
Well, I'm Mrs. Stone, and we are having a party. May I...
Yeah, we don't got time for you.
What is this?
Please call Dr. Stone to the door.
Girl, get moving.
Jeremy, there are some army types in the hall, and there are two more outside with guns. They want to see you.
I'll take care of it.
Jeremy, if you knew about this, you might have told...
Calm down, lady.
I'm Dr. Stone.
Yes, I'm Captain Morton. There's a fire, sir.
That's cold.
Let's leave.
For God's sakes, Jeremy. Jeremy? Jeremy?
He closed the door in her face. I mean, I was getting upset the fact that if you see that at your door, don't you think there's some type of gravity of urgency involved? And she's over here asking questions that like, oh, we're throwing a party. Girl.
You tell the senator it's his daughter.
Oh, no wonder.
Allison? Dad.
She's privileged.
Something very peculiar has just happened, even for Jeremy, a few minutes ago. Dad, are you there?
They cut her phone off.
This communication is being monitored. The connection has been broken for reasons of national security.
Girl. They're about to lock your ass up. Mrs. Stone. The recording said Mrs. Stone. I read too slow. It seems to be, oh, TWA. It seems to be an explanation of the school project. The skull? SKOOL. That's cool.
Yes?
General Sparks here. I just wanted to inform you that all members of your team have been cleared and are now being called in. Except for Professor Kirk. He's in the hospital, appendectomy. He'll get complete details on everything when your team is assembled.
Appendectomy.
You don't understand.
Germ warfare people, Dad? A lab accident?
Thank you.
1 minute you're fed up. You talk about retiring. To Alaska yet. Now you've turned into a cloak and dagger man.
My glasses.
Here they are, Dad.
I would hope that my daughters and my wife, if I was married, I would like, you know what I do for a living. You know, things happen, and I gotta go.
No. Get someone else.
Dr. Levitt, I told you there's a fire.
My experiment's at the critical stage. I've been working around the clock. I can't just leave now.
My orders come from Dr. Robertson, the president's science advisor in Washington.
There's a phone. Pick it up. Call Robbie. Tell him I burned my draft card.
Are you sick, ma'am? We have a physician on call. Now, if the physician certifies that you are unable to continue...
No. I'm fine.
He just gave you a way out.
Relax. I'm going with you.
There's just been a call from a Dr. Robertson at the White House. Your orders are to break scrub.
Orders? I've got a patient already.
Kelly will take over for you.
They are like getting all like top scientists, maybe, and neurology. Well, oh my God, oh my God, I can't speak right now. Surgeons, scientists, surgeons, doctors of all types. Fire. There's a fire. I just want to know, were they former military? That's why they can go to them and say fire, or they just go on these random scientists and doctors?
Didn't you read the wildfire material I've been sending you?
Very little. I never went in much for science fiction.
Nor do I.
Okay. There what though? The movie's doing a good job building up the tension. It started with the music, and now the scenes.
Don't encourage the president to think scientists are wizards, Jeremy. If things get out of control, and they might, even you can't work miracles.
I'd expect to have your help, Charlie.
I like they don't think the scientists are all wizards. I mean, unless they're top of their game, they may be wizards for all we know.
Go over and give us a look first, Dempsey.
It probably stinks now with all those dead bodies there. And the birds are eating them. And if they're still alive, that's a sign. If the birds would there be interesting too.
If we're eliminated, the aircraft and pilot will have to be sterilized.
Wait a minute. That's not what they told me. Just incinerated.
So it's assuming that we're looking at a what do you call that? A extraterrestrial disease or sickness? Like came from outer space? It doesn't sound like. But a satellite landed there? I'm a little confused with the satellite. Oh my goodness.
Coronary?
I doubt it.
It's a kid with his dog. A bunch of kids. Well, that's freaky. Oh, the birds are dying. It looked like they all died at the same time. Like they all just dropped at the same time. Kind of like what happened was the Village of the Damned. Look at this. This is scary. That's freaky. And they all died with their eyes open. Look like he's moving.
If it was fast, they wouldn't have time.
Fast. These people were cut down in mid-stride.
Oh, look at this. That's cool. This is what they're all seeing? It's like a graphic novel. This is cool because you're focused. You're forced to see what they want you to see. Too bad they didn't bring a camera and take pictures. Okay. She knock it. And a hippie. Jesus. Look how frightening this is. Did she die? No, she hung herself? What? She did hung herself.
I wouldn't believe you could commit suicide that way.
Most of them died instantly, but a few had time to go quietly nuts.
Let's find that damn satellite.
I wish they had a camera to document all this.
A cut like this, torn veins, broken capillaries, it should bleed like hell.
Yes. Well, there's no blood on any of them.
Jeez. It's a lot of kids. It hurts to see these kids all dead. I would be spooked the hell out. Like, I don't know if I could be this calm like these guys are looking at this. Like, if I went in there, let's say I went in there with Mike or somebody, like, look at these dead bodies, Mike. Let's get the F out of here. I'm not going to stick around. And that alone, that you see, like, their eyes are open. Some committed suicide. Like, this is really scary.
I'll bet they took her to the doctor.
The satellite?
Well, the damn fool opened it.
Yeah, every country doctor should run his office like the lunar lab.
Capsule first hole. We've got about 40 minutes of oxygen left.
Oh, my goodness.
Clotted blood.
Clotted.
Powdered.
Ooh.
5 quarts of blood turned to powder.
How the... Was that a baby? That is a baby. The hell? I heard a baby. What the hell? Again, they should have brought a camera. I would have snapped a picture of the baby and left. I thought it was hurt. I thought it was like burned or something.
This must be the mother. This is a major break. A survivor. Too bad he can't tell us what happened.
Maybe he can, if he lives.
What are the chances of them finding that baby alive? How long have you been there without eating? Like, they feel like a couple of days when... Dude, are you going to hook that... What are you doing? Just like that. No strap, no nothing. That's crazy. That's crazy what he's doing. I mean, this is going to tip over, spin around, knock the baby over. I wish we secured it better.
Give me that knife.
You're not human. Everybody's dead.
What happened? What is it?
Dude, don't... He has a... This man has a cleaver. Are you going to stand next to him?
The president's decided to postpone Directive 712 for 24 to 48 hours.
But did he...
Instead, he'll call out the National Guard to cordon off the area around Piedmont. That's your department, Ed.
Safe and sound.
Send the National Guard. It sounds like a big mistake. Unless you just close it off, but to go there?
Why the big haul? He's no scientist. Who needs an overpriced MD?
Relax and enjoy your cigarette. It's your last.
I got a feeling that she's gonna be like the major key to solving this issue. I could be wrong, but it just feels that way.
It's a great place to grow pot.
Something wrong?
I never liked red lights. Reminds me of my years in a bordello.
What?
We're required to rest for 6 hours on level 4 after exposure to the xenon lamp. So go to your rooms and sleep. At the end of the corridor is the cafeteria. We'll meet there at 0400 hours tomorrow.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any military people here. Are they going to leave those bodies out there the whole time? Yeah, that'll be haunting. That will be haunting. And they all seem to die with their eyes open and, like, suddenly. And then the powdered blood. That's crazy.
Score nothing to nothing.
Go to 100 power.
Are they trying to find him with the bare naked eye?
We're not here to make accusations. We have a job to do purely as scientists.
Maybe not so pure.
Continue the scan, Ruth. On the outside.
She might be touching on some truths here.
BZ Doris to IZ Alice.
It's interesting how they get her out into that suit. And I need to know if that's how it was back then.
When you're finished, we'll transfuse Jackson and start ice water lavage. He has a 2-year history of bleeding ulcers.
You seem delighted.
It may be the reason he survived.
How? That's horrifying.
They should have dropped the bomb. It's been almost 24 hours and not a word from them. I don't think that Piedmont had anything to do with this crash, Manchek. It was a fluke. That plane was only over the WF area for 2 minutes at 23,000 feet.
Now, nothing you find a ball of powder in his seat.
We don't know much more than when we got here.
We know about Scoop now. It's possible what Scoop found was no accident. I suspect they were looking for the ultimate biological weapon.
Sounds like you're getting a little paranoid in this fun house.
That would be too.
We've isolated the organism. It's in microchemistry. We'll show you.
It seems to be getting stronger, right? At least in that town. Because we got to the air. They flew earlier. No, but they had protective gear on. It's just like, I mean, if he flew over for just 2 minutes on a jet and they got him, I'm going to assume it's getting more potent and bigger, whatever it is. I'm trying to put together why the guy who had ulcers, but then how the baby survive. What did the baby do that's equivalent to an ulcer that he can survive this threat?
No amino acids.
No proteins, no enzymes, no nucleic acid. Impossible. No organism can maintain life without them.
You mean no Earth organism?
Because it is moving, it's growing.
We're secure at Wildfire. We have everything we need to achieve a breakthrough. All we have to do is attack this problem like any other in science.
You could spend years working on a thing like that without solving its structure.
But when you do, there'll be some red faces around. It could change everything.
She's all for it. Go for it.
Let me get back to my patients. I'm sure they were protected by the same thing, some simple mechanism I just don't recognize yet. There's got to be something that the old man and the baby have in common.
That's what I'm saying.
Andromeda grows best in carbon dioxide and hydrogen, incubated under X-rays.
That's what we have the most here.
Andromeda's perfect for existence in outer space.
That's what I'm saying.
Consumes everything. Wastes nothing.
Then how do we kill it?
It functions like an atomic reactor.
An atomic blast could provide it with enough energy to grow into a gigantic super colony.
In one...
No.
Go back. It grows when exposed to X-rays or any source of energy.
Tell him no nuclear device must be detonated anywhere near it.
We just found out Andromeda works like a little reactor. Converts matter to energy, energy to matter directly.
But the bomb would only provide a fantastically rich growth medium. The boss will be pleased to know that he made the right decision on 712 in the first place.
Congratulate him on his scientific insight.
Still growing. Scary.
A single substance.
Then how the hell does it operate? How does anything so simple utilize energy for growth?
And how the baby and the old man survived this.
A computerized version of how Andromeda functions.
They got pretty far as 5 days, in just 5 days.
The purpose of Scoop was to find new biological weapons in outer space and then use wildfire to develop them.
It stinks, Stone.
You're blowing your tops. We have no proof.
The map!
Don't be an ass. That map only shows what Andromeda could do in the hands of an enemy.
Enemy? We did it to ourselves.
Perhaps. But this is hardly the time to organize a protest.
Another giant leap for mankind. I wish I could believe you.
Whether you do or not, the only important thing now is to find the antidote.
I can see why I would be upset if I was a scientist and I'm being tricked into making biological weapons. When you think you're doing good, they still haven't found a way to stop this. Doof. How?
The seal has broken in autopsy. Emergency procedures are in effect.
What's the matter?
Infection spread. Autopsy.
Did it grow and like break the seal in its growth?
Dr. Hall?
She don't like red lights. What does that affect her? Oh.
She's got the germ.
I don't think she got the germ. I think she's epileptic. She mentioned the light before. She mentioned she was sick before, right? When we first met her.
Come on, she can't hurt you.
Wasn't she with Dr. Dutton?
No, it's epilepsy. Give her the injection. She'll be all right.
Yeah, hurry up, you. Jesus. Just staring at her.
What happened? Seal must have broken in there. Had the same thing at the lunar lab. That's why we use polycron gaskets here. At least the rest of wildfire is secure.
Is it the same thing happened in the lunar lab?
I want to turn off the pure oxygen, then you start breathing room air as fast as you can.
No!
Jesus.
No, I was running a test in here. The air is thick with Andromeda. Experiment with your own life, damn it.
Dr. Hall, may I please feed the baby now, Dr. Hall? He's been crying steadily ever
That's
since
what I want. Keep him crying and run another blood value on him. Get his pH measurements.
Yes, doctor.
I feel her, but...
Too little acid. Alkalic. A blood condition just the opposite from the old man. Too much alkali.
Well, what good does that do, Dutton?
Karen, where's the blood test?
It's coming through now on your console.
Oh, oh my God. Get the hell out of me.
There must be a connection. They both stayed alive at Piedmont, breathing the same air. One's blood too alkaline, the other too acid. Yes.
The air in that room is loaded.
Air doesn't matter. Blood does. That's the answer.
I'll be pissed off till they use me for guinea pig, but if he's correct...
It's what happens to the baby when he cries too much, or the old man on Sterno. How do you feel?
Okay. A little dizzy, but okay.
He can't keep breathing like that.
Yeah, I'm going to say, he's making me breathe like this.
There are now 5 minutes to self-destruct.
Oh my God, 5 minutes.
Karen, get me a scalpel.
There are now 4 minutes and 30...
Jesus.
The lasers are tuned low for small animals, Mark. You can make it if you're not hit along the spinal cord.
There are...
Yes, he's falling apart. The rubber is the seal. It's at the core.
There are now 3 minutes and 30 seconds to self-destruct.
That's the gas.
Dude, just get moving.
The sensors have picked you up. Get moving. Duck.
Oh my God.
There are now 3 minutes to self-destruct.
Ouch. Keep going. They just... I'm stressing out over here. This guy's still there. No urgency.
There are now 2 minutes to self-destruct.
Ouch. Oh, you don't want to lose that. Jesus.
There are now
60 seconds. Can we do this?
50 seconds to self-destruct.
Where is it?
There are now 45
where is it?
self-destruct.
Was he lied to?
There are now 40 seconds to self-destruct.
There you go. There you go.
35 seconds to self-destruct.
Oh, then I fault with the grading.
30 seconds to self-destruct. There are now 25 seconds to self-destruct. 20 seconds.
Do you gotta twist it?
13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Self-destruct has been canceled.
Oh my God. God, that was intense.
I take it the bomb didn't.
No, it didn't.
8 seconds to spare. Hardly even exciting.
What's happening?
The super colony is now off the coast, moving southwest across the Pacific.
Apparently Andromeda hasn't turned lethal again. At least there haven't been any reports of bizarre death. We're applying an adaptation of your antidote to it, Mark. Cloud seeding. The raindrops will carry the organism into the ocean, and the alkaline reaction from seawater should kill it.
Just as acids are alkaline, the blood stopped it.
All reports continue to indicate that the experiment was successful, Senator.
Then we can feel confident your so-called biological crisis is over.
We now know beyond a doubt that other forms of life exist in the universe.
Thanks to Scoop.
Yes. That another so-called biological crisis won't occur again.
What do we do about that?
Precisely, Senator. What do we do?
Says in protocol. This how it ends? All right. Well, folks, that was the Andromeda Strain. I gotta say, that was a pretty intense movie. I was thinking it would be more of a, like something like COVID, right? What we went through, where I'm looking maybe people infected, like a lot of people, whole populations, not just one town. Kind of like there's another movie called Outbreak that came out in the 80s, I think, 80s or 90s. I thought this was like in a similar vein when I first thought about it being about a disease. But wow, this was a really dinky movie, you know? So looking at the workings of the CDC in case they were in crisis mode and how they figure that out, you know? And even then, like I was watching and it's like, definitely not a job for me. You know, there's no way I'm gonna figure out this. A lot of stress. And they did a lot. They were there for 5 days. A lot was done. And I thought maybe at some point they might lose some crew members of the research team, and they didn't. Thank God for that, right? So it was man-made. this was man-made. This was done by. It looked like it was us, right? When we did this, to use it as biological warfare, and we seem to get it under control. And I can see how this would have started conversations back in the day about this particular case, right? Like, well, I know people talk about like what's going to end humanity, and the conversation always led to like, at least conversations I've had with people, that a lot of people do believe that it's going to be diseases or sickness that's going to end up wiping us out. And you can, all through history, that's been the case in many situations. So it kind of seemed like that here, but it was frightening. I mean, the idea of your blood turning into powder, clotting up like that. And then there was the key between the baby and the old man, which they figured out at the end. For the life of me, I could not figure that out. I'm thinking blood thinners, which I guess in some ways it kind of was, because the alkaline in the blood. But at some point, the old man, I remember him asking for aspirin or Tylenol, and I thought that was like, okay, but he was drinking that one particular drink, Squeeze, I think he called it, and I guess that was enough to like help him. But still, those servicemen who were in that contaminated town where the jet was at, wouldn't they still be spreading that out? Because they went there and they were. I mean, I guess it could still be spread out. They contained it in the lab. Doesn't mean they contained it out there just yet. So maybe that's a plot hole. I might be wrong. But this I'm gonna tell you something. For sci-fi, it was almost not sci-fi. This was almost like this can happen. And the beginning of the movie made it sound as though it was a true story. So I'm gonna look into that. I don't think it's a true story though. Maybe that was just set up that way to make you think that way. But I might be wrong. Like this happened. Like somehow this happened. It is scary. When we went through what we went through back in 2020, 2019, 21 with COVID, I couldn't imagine that these scientists were, I guess, stressed out too. I've known some people who worked in like first responders in the hospital and whatnot. I know 2 of them who passed away who were like nurses from this disease, and it's a scary thought. This is frightening, the idea that this could happen. Like this is a reality that can happen, that we can be taken out by some type of disease who knows what to our bodies. So I guess what I don't understand yet, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you can help me out in the comment section, was this something they found that was extraterrestrial and was able to and then try to convert it into some type of biological warfare machine or a weapon? Or was the whole thing made from scratch? I don't think it was made from scratch, but it sounded like they dealt with it before at some point. And they're studying it. They were studying it. So, good movie. I mean, I really did like the movie. The movie was good. It was pretty tense. There were some parts in there. And again, this is the thing I think I have with these older movies. And I know you guys have mentioned that I responded to me saying pacing. I think there is some issue with pacing, and which is fine. Again, I'm not against it, but sometimes it takes me away from from the movie because they're spending way too much time on one particular scene, and it's just them looking at the screen for a good 3 minutes straight, looking at some screen and some lighting going on, and that's taking too long. I feel like it's just taking too long, that particular scene. So it kind of taking me out. In my mind, I'm thinking that scene a little too long, for that matter. So I don't think the movie should have been 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think the movie could have been maybe an hour, 90 minutes maybe, tops, maybe 2 hours and a half. I don't know. I just felt a little long for what it was. But it was great, We were sitting in the edge of our seats the whole time. we were trying to figure out this mystery of what the hell is this, and how do we stop it? How do we stop it from growing? How do we cure it? Or how do we have some type of what do you call that? An antidote for it. And the guy who I didn't like the most, who was always in the bad attitude with everybody, you know, stop playing around. It was like he was really bossy. Okay, turns out he's the guy who found a way to cure the damn thing. I hate that. Like, I didn't like that guy. Now I gotta like him because he found a way to stop the damn thing. Well, anyway, this was a good movie. Thank you guys for recommending this one to me as well. The Andromeda Strain, 1971. Excellent movie. Excellent story. I might pick up the book. I might pick up the book and read more on this, you know, because I wonder how the book went. Was this? Well, anyway, guys, this will be available on my Patreon for as little as $1 a month, unedited. You will find the link in the description below. Still want to know more. I still want to get more suggestions if you can. You know, if you feel free, have any new movies for me to watch? Any ideas that was not mentioned before? Please feel free to leave it in the comment section. I'd like to know. I will be doing more of these. This was number 2. I like this a lot. There were some faces that I found familiar. Maybe I'm wrong. The other scientist, not the older man, and not the lady, like the other younger scientist. Was that the guy for some reason from MASH? I'm thinking that's the guy from MASH. I might be wrong. He reminds me of the guy of MASH. I can't even tell you which character it was. But he looked like, I wish I remember his name. I know his name too. Can't remember it. But anyway, he was a familiar face in this show, in this movie. Well, again, guys, this will be available on our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Link in the description below, along with a bunch of other movies and TV shows that we have on our channel. Will be on our Patreon. That'll be great, guys. Listen, if you like what we're doing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, you want to give me a tip, hit the like button. You know, for every time you hit the like button, YouTube recommends it to 10 new people. So help us spread out. Do us a favor, share this. You know, hit the like button, subscribe to us, leave a comment. You know, be active with it. We really appreciate it. You know, again, thanks for sticking with me. Thank you for going on this ride with me. I'm still doing some more sci-fi movies. I hope you stick around with me. I hope you stick around and see a couple more. I don't know how many I'm doing, but we got 2 out the way so far. I'm still early in my vacation. So anyway, guys, listen, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I am Ray. We are R Nights. We'll see you soon. Take care.